Hey, it's Abby with GITM Recaps. In an experimental laboratory in a secret location, its main purpose is to hold Diclonius and experiment on these beings. One day one of the Diclonius, named Lucy, escapes the lab. During her escape, she brutally murders a lot of the laboratory security personnel. Unfortunately, before she can fully escape from the facility, she gets shot in the head and falls into the ocean below. Due to the headshot, Lucy gets brain damage from the bullet, causing her to lose most of her memories and split her personality. This new personality is called NYU, and it is more childlike and innocent in her behavior. Two cousins Yuka and Kota find the Diclonius. The cousins have been apart for 8 years and now have been reunited. They both find Lucy by the seashore and take her home with them. But their life together doesn't last for long because Lucy accidentally breaks Kota's seashell, which was a token from his late sister. Kota gets emotional and angry. This makes Lucy scared and she runs away. The secret laboratory is headed by a scientist named Kurama he is worried about losing an important test subject, which is Lucy, so he sends a special task force after her. The task force is led by a cruel and merciless assassin called Bando. The task force takes their time, but finally they find Lucy on a beach. She is in her childlike state, the NYU. Bando takes the opportunity to capture her and hits her on her head. Unfortunately for Bando, the hit doesn't knock out NYU, but reverts her back to her other personality, Lucy. She kills Bando's partner and then goes after Bando. She shoots him blinds and dismembers him, but right before fully killing him, Lucy reverts to her NYU state. It seems that depending on the situation, her personality switches, especially if she is threatened. Kota, who was injured by Bando, recovers. Kota and Yuko keep looking after Lucy. He forgives her for destroying the seashell. Meanwhile, it is revealed that Lucy is special in more ways than one, as she is the only non-sterile Diclonius, which means she can infect someone if they are touched by her vectors, which means for Bando to keep going after her, the lab needed to castrate him for that exact reason. If she touched him, all his offsprings would be Diclonius. It is seen that Yuka, Kota, and NYU now live together. They all try to get along, but Yuka starts to become jealous of NYU and Kota. Yuka has loved Kota since they were children, and seeing him spend more time with NYU makes her mad. Meanwhile, Kota is trying his best to take care of NYU and even helping her change her clothes. A curious young girl called Mayu witnesses the entire event on the beach. And what Lucy did, she returns an umbrella Kota forgot on the beach. As they try to investigate just how much this girl knows elsewhere in the facility, Kurama is preparing a special plan to get Lucy back. So another test subject, Diclonius, called Nana, is being prepared to go out and track down Lucy and bring her back to the laboratory by any means necessary. After preparations are complete, Nana is let loose in the wild to find Lucy, and she also has special abilities as she can use telepathy on her species. It takes some time for her to track down Lucy, but she finds Lucy in a small rundown cemetery. The two of them immediately start to fight. Meanwhile, the little girl Mayu from before again is in the wrong place and witnesses the fight between the two Dicloni. In the battle, Lucy overpowers Nana, ripping most of her limbs and wounding her badly, but Nana manages to block Lucy's powers of vectors for just a short while. At that point, Kurama gets frustrated as Nana has failed. His superior, Kakuzawa, orders him to eliminate Nana as she no longer has any reason for existing and is a failed product. Yuka realizes that Mayu is actually homeless, so they offer her to stay with the three of them in their house. Mayu gladly spends the night but leaves in the morning. We see what brought her living on the street. She had a horrible home life with her mom being cold towards her, and even angry. Mayu was also abused by her father, and that made her mother even more angry and jealous of her. Eventually, the little girl decided to escape her terrible home and ran away. She met a cute stray dog on her journey. Yuka and Kota decide that they want to help her, and not just for one night. They arranged to be her guardians, which her mother gladly accepts. After a while, Yuka and Kota return to their daily lives and classes at their university, but luck doesn't smile at their side as it is revealed that one of the professors is actually the son of Kakuzawa, who is Kurama's boss. Because Yuka and Kota showed up with Lucy, he is able to recognize her, and he claims Lucy is his brother's daughter and that he is glad to see her family. He takes Lucy away from the cousins. When he is alone with Lucy, he reveals he is also part of Diclonius, and his plan is for him and Lucy to mate and erase the human species. But Lucy has other plans. She activates her vector powers and decapitates him without mercy. In the laboratory, Banto is being prepared to be castrated, but he is angry and he panics and decides to escape before they can finish the process. He is solely focused on his revenge against Lucy. The next day, the university staff and Kota find the body of Kakuzawa, who has been dismembered, and everybody is shocked. Mayu on her way to school runs into Bando they previously met on the beach where she helped him, so he feels he owes her, but that all changes when he realizes she knows the location of Lucy. He gets angry and yells at her. Meanwhile, Kota and Yuka search for Lucy as she has been missing since the incident at the university. While on the search, their relationship strengthens and they kiss. After a while, they find Lucy and take her home with them. Lucy seems to remember knowing both of them when they were just kids. When Kurama was ordered to eliminate Nana, he goes against those orders and gives her new mechanical limbs, and then he releases her to be free. Unfortunately, almost immediately after being set free, Nana runs into Bando, who thinks she is Lucy. The two begin a battle. The battle is so heated with Bando shooting Nana. Bando uses special heavy bullets that eventually harm Nana. She is confused and wants to listen to the advice Kurama gave her to not harm anyone, and Bando takes this as an opportunity to shoot her once again. The gun's recoil destroys Bando's new mechanical arm. Both of them realize that they have been injured and harmed in some way by Lucy, so they agree to join forces to take down Lucy. Kakuzawa is furious at Kurama and his staff for letting Nana go and still not being able to bring back Lucy. Nana is confused and lost. She runs into Mayu at the same cemetery where they had become friends. Mayu brings her back home, and that's where Nana once again runs into Lucy and attacks her. Lucy is in her NYU state, so Nana knocks her out easily. Meanwhile, everyone in the house yells at Nana as she escapes. Later, she meets with Mayu once again and tries to explain what Lucy truly is and her powers. Meanwhile, the assistant of the late Professor Kakuzawa is forced to work with the facility. At that moment, it is revealed that the chairman also wants Lucy to build a new species on Earth. A new subject, number 35, is sent to kill Nana and bring back Lucy. Lucy, while recovering, remembers an orphanage where she was bullied by everyone, even the staff. That is where she first started to hate humans, when her classmates killed a small dog she really loved. Lucy lost control and killed all of them with her vectors. In the past, after she killed her schoolmates and destroyed the orphanage, Lucy runs into Kota when he was a child. They both go to the zoo together and spend an entire day having fun like two normal kids. They play in the water and look at the beautiful animals. After the day is over, Lucy is grateful and says that this was the greatest day of her life. She starts to change her mind about humanity as a whole. She slowly starts to fall in love with Kota, but when Yuka shows up, Lucy feels disappointed. This brings her back to her path of destruction. More of Kurama's life is shown as how he ended up working for the lab. He was friends with Kazukawa, and he was invited to work on the special Diclonius project right after university. While performing experiments on the test subjects, he gets infected with the Diclonius virus, and because of that his daughter Mariko is born as a Diclonius. Kurama plans to kill her, but his wife, before she dies from complications with the birth, makes him spare her. Meanwhile, Lucy is revealed as the original Diclonius, a queen of her kind, and she infected all the other humans with her vectors. It is seen that the laboratory is sending number 35, who is the most deadly of all the test subjects after Lucy and Nana. The identity of the number 35 subject is revealed. It is Mariko, Kurama's daughter. She has evolved into a monster Diclonius, and any human who gets near her is killed almost immediately. She possesses 26 vectors and an unreal range of attacks. The entire staff carefully sets her free to go after Lucy. She is the last resort and the most desperate attempt. As soon as they let her go, she starts killing them brutally, but a bomb is used to get her under control. Meanwhile, Nana senses that Mariko is coming, so she meets her in battle. Kota has been having trouble remembering his past for some time, but now everything comes flooding back to him. He remembers that after Lucy felt betrayed by him lying about his cousin, she killed his father and little sister. Kurama hires Bando once again to kill both Lucy and Mariko. Mariko has Nana as well as Lucy almost killed, but Nana uses her vectors to deactivate Mariko's powers, and both of them fall off the bridge. Meanwhile, Bando arrives at the scene in search of Mariko as Kurama ordered, but when he sees Lucy he immediately goes after her, thinking he is finally going to get his revenge. After a recovery period, Mariko has her vector powers back again, and she wants to confront Lucy one last time. In their battle, she takes one of Lucy's horns, which sends her into a state of shock. Kurama, who saved Nana after she fell off the bridge, is there watching the battle unfold. Mariko for the first time senses something strange and realizes that Kurama is her father, the one who didn't care for her. Now she is seeing him standing there with Nana. Kurama goes to his daughter Mariko one last time, reassuring her that everything is going to be okay. Then the bomb that has been inside Mariko is detonated, and both of them are destroyed. It is revealed that the director of the whole facility and the architect of all the experiments is also a Diclonius. Lucy apologizes to Kota for her actions, and they kiss before she leaves. To fight off the security team, there are shots fired and destruction is seen. Afterward, Kota, Mayu, Yuka, and Nana all settle down living together in peace. Just as they are getting ready to eat together, someone appears at the door. Kota goes to check it out, and he sees a silhouette standing at the door, a silhouette that strongly resembles Lucy.